You've been in business for many, many years, a couple decades at this point. What are some of those important things that you've noticed over the last 20 years, how Jiu-Jitsu has changed? The evolution is such a large word, heavy word, but yeah, there's continuous changing in Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, there's a few things that I've seen change over the last couple of decades. One is that back then, the attitude was to get good at jiu-jitsu, you had to train in the gi. If you took off the gi, that was only because you had an MMA fight coming up. But otherwise, there's more to do in the gi than there is in no gi. So why would you want to limit your options? That was the attitude. I don't think that's the attitude anymore. It's not the attitude I ever had. I've always loved training both gi and no gi, and I think everybody should. But also, I think if you hate one or the other, then you shouldn't do it. At the end of the day, jiu-jitsu should be fun. Any pursuit should be fun. And the more fun you're having, the more you're going to want to do it. So I never get on people for not training one or the other if you don't want to. But back then, the emphasis was more on the gi. Another difference was leg locks. Leg locks were considered dirty. I always loved leg locks, and I wasn't getting them at my school. So I would drive up to LA and train with Gokor, and I was just blown away by the fact that he would teach heel hooks on day one, because I was always told they're so dangerous. And I think they are dangerous, but when you teach them from day one, students learn to have respect for them from day one. They're not caught off guard. So I enjoyed training with Gokor back then. I also trained with Eddie Bravo back then because that was the place to get no gi back in the day. And probably the third big difference is the fact that back then you weren't allowed to train at any other gym. And that's still the case among some teachers, mostly Brazilian teachers. Not all, but some have that attitude. That's something that I never followed. I told my instructors, look, this is my business. I go around to other academies, I film it, I put it online. That's not going to change. And so it was never a problem for me, but I saw many other students get in trouble for training elsewhere. And I think, if you're giving a good product, you shouldn't give your students a hard time by going out to another place. If I have a student that goes to another place and learns something, I'm excited for him. I'm glad that he took the initiative to do that. And I want him to come back and share it with me and share it with everybody else.